Demon Slayer, one of the most popular animes going around right now. It also has one of the highest selling manga series in terms of the whole of anime. I think it's in the top 10 or at least top 8. And I just finished recently reading all of the manga, finished all the chapters up until the Infinity Castle arc, finished the Infinity Castle arc, and I very much loved it. But one thing that surprised me was that the people who I thought were going to be certain MVPs when it came to the rest of the story, and certain characters that I disliked at the beginning, like Saname, Obanai, I ended up liking towards the end of the manga. And Akaza, once you really hear these backstories of these characters, it really makes you think, like, oh, they're not bad guys, just bad guys for a reason, or maybe they don't realize why they're bad. And getting to read that manga and getting to know all these stories was just absolutely amazing. But the one character I wanted to focus on for today, Shinobu. Now, Shinobu is, in fact, my favorite Demon Slayer character, and I very much love Shinobu. But I did not think how much could have changed if it weren't have been her, if it weren't she had become a Demon Slayer, because of what happened at the end of the series. If you haven't read the manga, I'm not going to say any spoilers out there. But let's just say this. Kane Kocho, when Kane dies in front of Shinobu, Kane says to Shinobu, hey, I want you not to become a Demon Slayer. I want you not to be a Hashira. I want you to go live a perfect life. Do not do this. But Shinobu is going to live on for Kane, trying to beat the demon that killed her, who turned out to be Upper Moon 2 Doma. And the fact that Shinobu came from where she came is a big part of the reason why the Demon Slayer manga ended the way that it did. And if Shinobu hadn't learned from her mom and dad, and if she wasn't so good in the medical field, then what happened with Muzan at the end of Demon Slayer manga wouldn't have happened, and Shinobu working alongside Lady Tamayo would have not became a thing, because had Shinobu not decided to become a Demon Slayer and had not decided to avenge her sister and go after Doma, then there's a good possibility she could have just focused on other stuff rather than becoming a Demon Slayer, rather than becoming a Hashira. And if Shinobu were to have gone a different way than becoming a Demon Slayer, Tamiyo wouldn't have been the only one able to develop a poison that could kill Muzan. Spoiler. If you guys, I'm sorry. I just said I wouldn't spoil it, but eventually I did spoil it. Tamiyo and Shinobu developed a poison that had 4 different effects on Muzan that eventually killed Muzan. And if it wasn't for those 2 characters, Muzan would have survived. Muzan would have continued making demons, and the whole Demon Slayer thing would have still gone on. But thanks to Tamiyo and thanks to Shinobu, this is how the Demon Slayer manga ends, and Muzan is officially defeated. But the reason why I say it's very surprising is that I read throughout the stories, and I've seen the first 2 seasons of the anime, and Shinobu doesn't really look like she's going to be that much. But now that I've seen and read the manga, I can see how much just Shinobu is a big important factor to the Demon Slayer series. Because her in the medical field, the fact that her body is full of poison that's apparently 700 times the normal amount that it should be in Demon Slayer is just absolutely amazing. She's a big part of the reason why Kano and Inosuke were able to defeat Upper Moon 2 Doma, and she's a big reason why every one of the Demon Slayers that were still alive were able to defeat Muzan, because from what I saw in the story, Muzan was taking damage, was still kicking their butts. And if it wasn't for the poison that she and Tamiyo developed, this could have been very differently. So for the people that have seen the anime and haven't read the manga and think that Shinobu isn't all an important character, I just want to say this. Shinobu is definitely an important character. She's not one of the strongest. She may be one of the fastest, but she's not one of the strongest. That's the reason why her sword is built like that. But don't discount the fact that someone's height is at a disadvantage for other stuff, because Shinobu makes up for that height. Because she makes her poison, her blade is her tip on the blade is full of poison, and she injects the poison into demons that kills the demons. So just because someone is short doesn't mean that they're not good in other strengths. And like I said, if it weren't for Shinobu developing, becoming a medical field, avenging her sister, all the things in Demon Slayer could have changed. Because if Tamiyo was the only one that tried to develop a poison that could have killed Muzan, it wouldn't have worked. It was Tamiyo, Yushiro, and Shinobu developing that were really the MVP of this story. So in terms of the whole Demon Slayer manga, I'm gonna do a lot more videos talking about this because I very much love this. But in terms of the actual MVP for the whole of the Demon Slayer series, people want to say Tanjiro, people want to say Tomioka. It was really Shinobu, and Shinobu died during the Demon Slayer manga and during the Demon Slayer series. And even after her death, she was still helpful and effective to end the story and defeat Muzan Kitsubushi. And that's the reason why I think Shinobu is one of the best characters in Demon Slayer, and I think that's the reason why she's the official MVP of the Demon Slayer series.